Hey, tomato name. What's up? How's it going? Good evening. What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Jennifer, HJK, Half Moon Sona, IK. Hey, what's up? How's everybody doing? Everybody ready for the long holiday weekend? Bad day, but should be fine. What do you mean? What do you mean, bad day? Happy holidays. Well, it's not that traditional of a holiday to call it happy holidays, but okay, I guess it's fine. I would just say, enjoy a long holiday weekend. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to drop by. I don't think I'm gonna be on very long. I just wanted to stop by and say hello, and wish everybody a very, very enjoyable holiday weekend. I wish you all have a great holiday weekend. It was good. Same, not much. Caught up on some sleep in years. Are you still in Seoul? How was your trip? Your trip was okay? I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. How are you doing, Serena? How you doing? I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I'm curious. What are you guys doing? It's the very first day of a very long holiday weekend. We haven't had one in a while, did we? Yeah, happy Friday. And not only is it a Friday night, it's actually the beginning of a very long holiday. Actually, no, I don't. I actually don't. What about you guys? Good evening too. 호주 월요 왔는데 호주 영어 듣기 공부법이 있을까요? 발음이 명확하지 않는 분들 듣기가 좀 어렵네요. Yeah, well, you already know, but there's no quick way. I'm sure you already know that, and I understand it's difficult. It's not easy, but of course there isn't a quick way. So it takes time. It's gonna take a lot of trial and error. You're gonna run into a lot of problems, and you just have to be okay with that. You're also in Australia? Cool. Hey Tiffany, how you doing? Can't stay long. Yeah, me neither. I can't be online very long. Oh, you're in Incheon, okay. Is that where your family is, or your friends, or it's just some place you like to be? I don't have holiday because I'm in Australia right now. Okay, all right. A lot of people watching from Australia. Okay, but it's gonna be rainy days every other day. Yeah, I heard that we're gonna get some rain over the weekend. You're on your way to Costco. Oh, you're going to Costco tomorrow. Your favorite place. Okay, why is it your favorite place? What do you like to do there? They just have a lot of stuff you could buy, right? Believe it or not, I was reading. What? On this Friday night at the beginning of a holiday weekend? I can't believe you. What? That's crazy. I actually didn't watch Game of Thrones. Is it any good? I mean, it's gotta be good, right? That many people can't be wrong. Yeah, it's nice of you to stop by and say hello. Are you stopping by I'm just dropping in for a short while. I don't think I'm going to be on very long. Just want to wish everyone a great holiday weekend. Be safe, everybody. Be safe. Remember, you can never be too careful. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Always be safe. Safety always comes first. Remember that. Okay? And everybody knows that, I mean, a lot of you guys are probably going to spend a lot of time on the road, like getting to places, right? And so be careful, because, times like this, people are pretty crazy on the road. I've come across a few of them today. So be careful, everybody. Be careful. You're alone. All alone in Incheon. Okay. That's good. Some alone time. Some quality time by yourself. I can be here only for 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. It's pretty much, at least you came by and said hello. Yeah. Hope everything turns out. Hope everything works out great for you there. Playing board games with my kids. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for dropping by and saying hello. What kind of board game you playing? There was this. As a kid, I used to play Life quite a lot, I think. But as an adult, the only board game that I got really into, I'm not really into it anymore, but it was this game called Risk. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but it's it's pretty intense. What is shishik in English? Shishik? You mean shishik? You mean like the sample tasting that they provide at like those supermarkets and stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Do you have any plans for long holidays, sir? Children's Day and Buddha's birthday. Well, okay, so the thing is, I don't really have children, although I have dogs. I kind of think of them as my children. So anyway, I do have my dogs, and I'm not a Buddhist, right? Buddhism is not really, I don't really have a religion, so yeah, for me it's just a long holiday weekend. Friday. So consuming contents in English on TED Talk like Kim Sun-ho's playing. Oh, okay. I don't know what Kim Sun-ho is, but alright. I've been using ChatGPT a lot lately, especially for my studies in computer science, but I recently realized that I've started relying on it too much even before trying to figure things out on my own. Yeah, that is becoming an increasing problem, isn't it? People have sort of stopped people have stopped giving effort to figure things out on their own. They just immediately go to ChatGPT. I don't really, I mean, it does seem bad, right? It does seem bad, but then it's not like ChatGPT is going anywhere, right? It's always going to be with us. I mean, ChatGPT as in like AI. And so I guess we're going to have to figure out how to adapt, like how to live with it, you know? Hello. Oh, I'm happy that Sam is holding a holiday event. Well, it's not really an event. I'm just stopping by and saying hello to my friends, my online friends. So, no, you're not. We're not even gonna do anything today. So, you're not late for anything. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Do you have any plans for the long holiday weekend? Any plans? Yeah, I can see that. Because you're using a lot of Korean in the chat. As long as you're using Korean, you're not actually learning anything in English. So I think the bigger problem, I mean, if you have any intentions of improving your English, if you're interested at all in improving your English, the only thing you really need to do, like, you don't really have to put in too much effort into anything specific. The only thing you really need to do is just use it. Use it as much as you can. And so, you know, like, and this is kind of why I come online very often and spend time with you guys, is I'm giving you guys a chance to use English. Listen to what I say, you know, try to figure out what it is I'm saying, and also trying to use English yourself to communicate with me. And that's really all anybody has to do. Nobody really has to do anything more than that, as long as your intentions are learning the language in a casual way, just as a second language for not anything particular, you know? So I'll have athletic carnival in school. Athletic carnival. Okay. Someone told me what that was called. the other day. I forgot what it was. What do you do if you feel like all you've been doing turns out to be like you realize you are not on the right track? Well, then I switch things around, do something different. Yeah. AI Creative Lab, thank you very much for the membership support. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. NJ is here. It's been a while. NJ? Oh, NJ. Yeah. She was here a moment ago. She was just stopping by and saying hello. I think she's playing some board game with her children. All right, Sam. In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks later, in 2 weeks. Or 2 weeks or 2 weeks from now. In 2 weeks or 2 weeks from now. You'll be able to walk without your crutches. In 2 weeks you'll be able to walk without your crutches. Okay, so you're on crutches now? Okay. How long have you been on your crutches? Hey Ron. No particular plans for the holiday. How about you? Any ideas? What should I do? But you don't like to speak in English? Then what are you doing here? Then what are you doing here? What are you doing here? There are probably tons of other things that you could be doing instead of spending time here if you're not here to really improve your English. Hey honey, what's up? How's it going? Any plans for the holiday weekend? Only 2? Oh man. That's a pretty big question. Okay, so let's imagine a situation, all right? Let's imagine that you wanted to visit the elementary school that you graduated from. Okay? Do you understand what I'm trying to say, Yulabong님? Imagine that you want to, just purely out of curiosity, and you just want to you just want to take a trip down memory lane. You're feeling nostalgic maybe, and you just want to visit the elementary school that you visited. And of course, never in your imagination did you think that that the school would be gone. Like, of course the school is still there, right? Schools rarely close and they rarely disappear. But let's say that you went there and you made the long trip. It's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hour drive to that elementary school you graduated from. And then let's say you went there and you found out it's gone. Okay? Now that would be very, very disappointing. It's like, what the hell? And you just wasted a 4 or 5 hour drive, or it's probably longer than that because you have to go back home. So that's almost a full day, right? And so it's just very, very disappointing, right? And that's the kind of context we would use only to. So you would say something like this. You would say, I went all the way down there only to find out that the school had closed. Okay? You went all the way down there only to find out that the school had closed. Okay? So that's kind of like the context where we used only to. Yeah, not, I'm just here to say hello. Just here to say hello and tell everyone to have a great holiday weekend. And to be safe. Remember, be safe. I'm sure you're thinking, I'm not going to be doing anything dangerous, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Especially, because, especially during the holidays, people tend to spend a lot of time on the road in cars driving, right? And so you can never be too careful. Safety always comes first. I just wanted to remind everyone to be safe out there. Can I type the same sentence to chat? But can you type the sentence to the chat by any chance? Oh yeah, sure, okay. Paste. There you go. I went all the way down there only to find out the school had closed. The other day I was talking to a native speaker, and when they said you need to take those with, and I said a grain of salt, and it was right. You want to say, so you finished the native speaker sentence. How did you? Were they talking slow? How did you how did you do that? Were they looking for something like? It's quite amazing. You picked up where in the middle of their sentence. Staying at home is the best. Well, that's certainly good, right? If you could afford to do that. During talking with my friend today, I wanted to say 그 말이 나와서 말인데, but I can't find enough expression. Is there any good expression for this? Oh, you can say speaking of. Oh, speaking of. You can just say speaking of. Oh, speaking of. And then you can just... No, just speaking of. Just speaking of. And then you stress of. You say, oh, speaking of. Speaking of. When you were in America, which city were you in? I was in Glendale. I think... Yeah, I think we may have moved around. I was so young, so I barely have any memory left from when I was in the States. But for probably the majority of my stay there, I was in Glendale. And that's about, I think it's about an hour from Los Angeles. I was in this little place called Glendale. Why do you ask? 1 month, I tripped over a rock while running. Oh, okay, so you've been on crutches for a month because you tripped over a rock while running. Huh, okay. I guess it wasn't, okay. You tripped over a rock. All right, well, did you break your leg? Or just your tendons? Or what? 25살 늦은 나이기도 하고 아닐 수도 있는 나이에 영어 공부 시작했습니다. Uh-oh. I don't think you realize what the average age is of the people here. You just might be the second youngest of all the viewers here. I know that Halinim is pretty young. I don't know if it's a he or she, but 25. Wow, it's pretty young, man. It's pretty young. Hey, good evening. I had a big lunch earlier today, so I was gonna skip dinner, but I was feeling a bit hungry, so I just had a cup noodle. Okay, all right. It sounds good. Sounds good. Although you'll probably get hungry really soon after that. Hello, I'm currently taking the taller course from Bummer 17. Studying and reviewing the lessons has really helped me build confidence in my English skills. Wow. Huh, interesting. Okay. Although, I mean, judging by your comment that I just highlighted here, it doesn't really seem like the taller channel is the right channel for you. I mean, look at your sentence. I studied a lot only to fail the exam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I studied so much only to fail the exam. Yeah. Which country do you want to go for the holidays the most? I don't know. Maybe Thailand? I don't know. Sam, I really enjoyed your videos where you talked about various topics. Like, yeah, sure. It's just that I haven't been in the right headspace to do that because I've been I'm still kind of struggling with my health a little bit, and so I haven't really been able to concentrate because that takes a lot of research. I have to read many articles just to get all the information at least somewhat correct, and I have to come up with my own script based on all that research, and so that takes a lot of concentration and time. I just haven't been in the right headspace to do that. But sure, that's something that I'm that's kind of the direction that I'm planning to go to. 20, you must be joking from 50s. Hello, 25. Microfracture and tendon. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, microfracture and tendon. I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to look that up. Can you go spot the fridge? What do you mean by that? Can you go spot the fridge? We are in ages. What should be interested in our health and take care of it? So sad. Well, the problem that I have is not something that most people have, and I've had this problem since I was much younger. Like I think I talked about this before, but the first time this health issue came up was back when I was in the army, when I was in the military. That's when I was really young, like in my early 20s. So it's not really something that a lot of people. It's a very rare condition, as far as I can tell, and so it's just it really sucks to have this condition. But then again, it's much better that it's me compared to, like, if it were my wife, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'm just so glad it's just me instead of someone that I love. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of you understand what I'm saying. But so if it has to be me or someone close to me, it's better it's me. Be in the right headspace. Yeah. So being in the right headspace means that having the mental capacity, right? Having sufficient mental capacity to do something. Being in the right headspace. Yeah. Because sometimes, some things you can do without thinking, but some things you got to really be able to concentrate, to really zone in and focus. And being in the right headspace. I went to Australia with working holiday visa at 27 years old, but thanks for pandemic. What? Thanks to the pandemic, I couldn't only stay there for a short while, 25 or so. Yeah, okay. I'm not really sure what you meant to say with that last sentence. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was kind of. It's crazy how much struggle they're going through, how much problems they're going through with all the woke culture and discrimination. It's just really, really bad there right now. It's not really the best time to be in the U.S. I feel like. Of course, it depends on where you are, but I wonder what the difference between somehow and somewhat. Somehow and somewhat. It depends on the sentence, depends on how it's used. It's really hard to begin talking about something when you don't have context. You always have to have context. What's wrong? That new hat with camouflage. Well, it's not. I guess it's kind of new. I've had it for like 5-6 months, I guess. But it's not like really new, but then it's not an old hat. So what are you guys doing right now? How are you guys spending this Friday night, which is like the beginning of a long holiday weekend? What are you guys doing? Where are you guys? Who are you with? What are you guys doing? Is everybody having dinner right now? The antonym of be in the right space is to have a brain fart? Having a brain fart is more something more momentary. It's something that happens in an instant, right? But not being in the right headspace it can last for several days or weeks even, depending on what you're going through. So I wouldn't say they're exactly the opposite of each other, but kind of. Kind of. Year 7 right now, and I'm in year 7 right now. I arrived Australia last year. It's really hard to talking with friend, but I'm trying to improve through your video. I love it. Oh, that's great. Okay. So are you saying that I'm in year 7 right now, and I arrived in Australia last year. Year 7. What do you mean year 7? You're in the 7th grade? Is that what you're saying? Oh, 소금빵? Okay. Salt bread? You're going out for some drink. Okay, that's great. All right. With your friends or family or what? I'm going to Gyeongju next week. Okay. I was looking at places to eat. I see. Okay. What's good in Gyeongju? I've only been to Gyeongju once. I was driving but stopped for a while to pick up a friend. Oh, okay. All right. What are you guys doing? What are you doing tonight? Oh, Shanita, you were at the event, right? In Daegu? Was it in Daegu or was it in... I can't remember. Or it was in... at the Samsung HDR? It's in Samsung... Yeah! Oh, okay, so you're... Right. Yes, in Suwon, right. Yeah, because I had another event that I went to like 2 days before that event, and so I sometimes get it mixed up. Okay, it's good to talk to you again. All right. Oh, okay. So I see. Okay. So you're in the 7th grade. 7th grade. You're a middle school student. So you're a freshman. 7th grade. That's freshman in middle school, right? But in my town, everyone say year 7. Oh, okay. All right. I see. Is that how they say it in Australia? I'm at Starbucks while listening to your streaming with some strawberry desserts. Yummy. Wow. Okay. That sounds cool. Are you with someone or are you there alone? On my way of my hometown. Parents' Day is soon. Oh, okay. So you're on your way to you're on your way to your folks. You're on your way to your folks. You're going to spend some time with your folks. And like the entire holiday weekend or just a couple of days? With some friends. I'm going to stay here until I get there. Let's see. You're going out with some drinks with some friends. You're gonna stay here. Oh, okay. All right. So you're just gonna hang out here until you get there. Okay, cool. Sounds cool. All right. Do you hang out with your friends? Do you drink with your friends a lot? Often? Please visit our cities too. I want to see you. I mean, what would I do really? Well, I like the word brain fart. I'm gonna use this word brain fart. That. Hey, you? What do you mean? Oh boy. So, no buffering tonight? I guess not a lot of... I guess YouTube is not getting a lot of traffic tonight. I'm guessing that's what it is. I always struggle with what to get my parents on both ends for Parents' Day. What do you guys think? Besides cash, because I know a lot of you guys are going to say cash, but anything else besides cash? Not at all, besides probably SKB. What is SKBLLO? What is that? Give them carnation and letter. Okay. A little flower and a letter. Do they really... Do parents really prefer that over cash? Or should it be all of it? Like, a carnation, a letter, and some cash? Cash is the best. What are you gonna do for Children's Day? I don't know. I don't have any children. I just have a few dogs, a couple of dogs. I don't have any children, so I don't really know what to do. Okay, so I don't personally know any children. Like, I don't know any children. Oh, okay, SKT, all right. How are they dealing with that situation? Have they figured it out? They love cash. Who doesn't love money, right? I didn't give presents to my parents since I became an adult. Okay, so you stopped giving them gifts ever since you became an adult. Not even cash? I'm alone. I came here to prepare for a job interview, but I'm getting distracted. Haha. Oh, okay. When is your job interview? Is it next week? Is it like on Wednesday or Thursday? When is the holiday until? Please don't take it personally, but my mom really likes carnations. Okay, so she likes... Oh, alright, she retracted that comment. Sure, yeah, I mean, I look at them like my kids, so... Today was normal, studying English on your channel. Next week, we're going to have dinner with parents. And on 5th, we're going to see Flowers Festival. Oh, you're going to go to a Flowers Festival. Okay, I thought most of the flowers are gone now. Okay, but there's a Flowers Festival somewhere? On the 5th? Okay. You never go wrong with cash for that. You mean you can never go wrong with cash for your parents? Yeah, I suppose so. But it's like cash gifts have become so common nowadays. I mean, sometimes that's not enough. You got to kind of, it has to be included in a gift, right? I guess that would be ideal. Like if you gave them a carnation, a letter, and some cash. I guess that would be the ideal gift for them, right? I need to prepare a gift for mom, but I have no idea. Okay. Any ideas, guys? What do mothers want? How old is she? How old is your mom? What does she like to do? I mean, it would be great. It would be... I know it's kind of useless to think about this because... I mean, if they don't have a hobby, they don't have a hobby, right? It is what it is. But, like, how convenient would it be if our parents and our in-laws, they all had a very specific hobby, right? That would make it so much easier, right? Like, if they are really into playing golf or something, right? You can just buy them a bunch of golf balls. I don't know. Is that good enough? Or, like, if they were really into hiking or if they were really into... like anything that there's something really into, or if they're really into cooking, although I don't see how anybody would be that into cooking since a lot of them would feel like it's their job. But anyway, like if they're really into cooking, you can buy them like a really good recipe book or something. It seems like parents enjoy sweet desserts. Ask her. Yeah. Cash makes you look cool-blooded. You mean cold-blooded? Like you're just doing it for some sake? It's a really practical gift, right? It's as practical as a gift can get, right? Giving cash as a gift. So like the thought that counts, it doesn't really play anything. It doesn't do anything there, right? It's just a really practical gift. So the interview is scheduled for mid-May. Please wish me luck. Yeah, okay. So you still have, okay. Oh, all right. That's in like 2 weeks from now, right? 2 weeks from now. Okay, yeah. Hey, I wish you all the luck you need. Wish you a lot of luck. Hopefully, I mean, you can be prepared for it enough for, not to wish for luck. You know what I mean? What kind of job is it? I'm kind of curious. How about health supplements? I guess they're probably already taking a lot of health supplements, right? Americans are doing something for fathers like we do. Sure. Yeah. Exchanging gifts. You know, they do gifts and they take them out. You know, nothing too fancy. I'm on my way to the airport. I'm leaving for Vietnam tonight. Can't. Wow, that's great, exciting. Good for you. Okay, I hope you have a lot of fun in Vietnam. Is it your first time there, or is it going to be your first time there, or have you been there before? Cash gift enables more options. Well, like whatever you want to do, you need cash, right? Not angling for a cash, but just seeing you, I think. Not angling for a cash. I'm not really sure what that means. I mean, like, I guess, yeah. Or you can give them like a small gift, right? That is not in the form of cash, and then you can just wire them some money later that evening. That would be a nice surprise, right? You say Happy Father's Day, you just give them some flowers and a card, and you know they'll be happy, sure. I mean, like genuinely, they would be happy, right? It doesn't. I mean, they're not going to be like expecting money from you, right? And then later that evening, you wire them some cash. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? And that would be a nice surprise, right? I think that's probably what I would do if I were, you know, speaking to my parents. That perspective makes me think about what I'm going to get buy for my mom. Oh, what you're gonna get for your mom? Okay. What to get someone? I guess you could say, you don't have to say for, you could just say what to get for someone. Oh, that perspective makes me think about what to get for your mom. I might consider getting her nice earphones because she loves me. Oh, okay. All right. You should make sure that whatever you get her, it comes with some extra earpieces of different sizes. So, because I think a lot of, like, especially older folks, they have a problem with the earpiece size. It would be nice if it came with some extra different size earpieces. I'm really curious why Australia don't have Children's Day. Oh, they don't have Children's Day? Okay. They have Father's Day and Mother's Day. You know, I honestly don't remember anymore. Is there Children's Day in the U.S.? I don't remember. I don't think they have that. Yeah. It's weird. Oh, it's your second time? Okay. I've been there once before with my ex-boyfriend. Okay, now he's my okay. Yeah. I mean, nothing you said was weird. It's just okay. I see. So this is the last time you went to Vietnam was when you were dating your now husband, but now you guys are married, and okay. It must be nice. Must be so excited. You are so practical and down to earth, sir. Am I? What did I say? By any chance I saw the expression and I just used it. You just saw, you mean not angling for cash? Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the expression angling for. I'm not familiar with it. Let me see. I see, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's what it means. But I think the way you have to, I think if you want to use it more appropriately, you have to see a lot of examples using that expression. I think the way you used it was not exactly how it's meant to be used. I've always been curious. Are you in U.S. or South? I'm in Korea. I've been in Korea since 1994. I've never gone back since 1994. My entire family and we all came back to Korea in 1994. I think that's several months after Kurt Cobain died, and I've never gone back since. I've been in Korea ever since. Headphones, earphones can cause ear infection. Headphones, yeah. It's going to be really tricky. It's not going to be easy to find really comfortable headphones that because older folks, I mean, I feel like older folks, they prefer not to use anything. Older folks, because like how many old folks do you see out there wearing headphones? Like I hardly see any. And it's not simply because of the looks or anything. I think it's just they just can't stand the discomfort that comes with, wearing headphones and earphones. And so I guess it really, I don't know, maybe things will change. Maybe by the time we become old, like you and I, maybe everybody, we'll see a lot of old folks wearing headphones. I guess that's probably where things are headed. LP? Oh my god. Nirvana, yeah. Right. Yeah, and it's gonna get really hot and humid really soon, so it's not really gonna help, is it? Yeah. Well, it came to a shock to a lot of people, actually, sure. Because of how popular and famous he was so big. He died at his prime, pretty much. And so that's... And, the circumstances were very, very... There was a lot of mystery around his death, and so I think that's what made it worse. You are preparing to become a flight attendant for a foreign airline. Interesting. Okay, that sounds really cool. That actually reminds me of a very specific guy that I used to teach back when I was working for like a hagwon. Actually, the last hagwon I was working for, he was just like you at the time, and he eventually became a pilot. So flight attendant. Okay, in his case, he wanted to become a pilot, and I think he eventually became a pilot. Actually, he was one of the most hardest working students that I had at the time, and he improved a lot. His English improved a lot in a very short amount of time. And so he was very, very determined to become a pilot, and so he worked really hard while he was coming to that hagwon, studying there, and and later, I mean, at some point we just stopped seeing him. He stopped coming, and so we assumed that he had gone to become a pilot. And later on, we got an email with some pictures of him standing next to a plane in the pilot uniform. It was really cool, actually. Yeah. There are a lot of mosquitoes in Jeju. Yeah, I think I've been seeing some mosquitoes lately. Don't you miss the States? No, I don't remember it enough to miss it. It's been so long since I came back, and so I guess if I do feel like I miss it, it's not the US that I miss, it's probably the childhood that I miss. Back when, it was just a simpler time, right? No internet. Well, we had internet, but not like the one we have now, right? No social media, no smartphones. It was just a much simpler time. I didn't need to know what everybody else in the world was doing and thinking about and talking about. All I had to do was just worry about what the people, just think about the people that I'm with on a daily basis, and nothing more than that. It was just a simpler time, So I think that's what I miss. I don't particularly miss the U.S., although I am curious, like what my friends back then or doing now. But not particularly, no. In 2009, her clone making it the only species to have gone extinct twice. In 2009, her clone died, making it the only species having gone extinct twice. Wow, that's a big question. Okay, let me read it a couple times. In 2009, her clone died, making it the only species to have gone extinct twice. Making it the only species having gone extinct twice. So to have gone not much. No, not much. I think the difference is kind of like saying I like to eat alone and I like eating alone. It's not a very big difference. I don't think you have to worry about it, no. The college student friend who works part-time asked me what an MP3 is. She said it was the first time hearing the word MP3. I guess she doesn't... Yeah, like young people nowadays, not a lot of them use computers, right? Although still a lot of people do. But, they don't move around music files as much as we do, or as much as we did, right? So, like, what I'm saying is, a lot of the young people nowadays who've only used smart devices, like smart pads and smartphones, you never really have a chance to directly interact with files, And, like, if you use a lot of computers, you deal with you handle a lot of files, and you just see a lot of those file names, right? But I guess yeah, like really really young kids now, they don't really need to use a PC or computers. All they need is to use just smart devices, right? And so if that's the case, they don't really get to handle a lot of those files directly. So that's understandable. Yeah. You know what? There's usually 2 pilots in the cockpit, right? And they have a different meal just in case. Oh, really? I didn't know. Yeah, that makes sense though. How can I say 적응하다? Adapt? I searched Google and is adapt. Yeah, adapt. Well, again, it depends on what you're trying to say. Yes, adapt is probably right, but depending on what it is you're trying to say, there might be a better expression or word. What kind of music do you like, sir? Rock, hip hop. I like a wide variety of music. I think rock is my favorite. If I could only listen to one type of music for the rest of my life, it would probably be rock. It also depends on what I'm doing. Like when I'm working, I prefer either hip hop or classical music, something that gives me regular beats so that it's not distracting. Rock tends to be a little distracting. Well, it was really cool. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive what he did. Like a man his age, he was pretty young, and who was so committed to one goal. And he seemed like the kind of person who just hated wasting time and money. He was the kind of person who who had his mind set on something, and like everything else is secondary. He didn't really care about anything else, and he set several things that he had to do in order to become a pilot, and that's what he was focused on. And I never really, and he always seemed so certain of what he was doing and why he was doing it, and he never seemed like anxious or insecure about anything. He was always very so that was nice to see. I was told that majority of them are more familiar with the mobile devices. Right, yeah. Most of the younger generations, I mean, they don't really need to use a PC, right? So that makes sense. I can't tell if it's spring or summer. Yeah. I mean, these last several days certainly felt more like spring. The average temperature has been a little low. It's probably because of the rain, but I mean, we had very summer-like, well, not a lot, but we had some very summer-like days before the temperature went down recently, but I'm sure it's going to get really warm and humid very quickly. Sam, are you also going to the rock festival? No, probably not. Yeah. Actually, not for Singapore Airlines. I've heard the work culture there isn't that great. Really? Interesting. I'm guessing the work culture really depends on the people rather than like the company itself. Although the company is made up of people. So I guess but like okay, so let's say that's true. Let's say that the work culture at Singapore Airlines is bad. Like why is it? I wonder why. So he became a pilot in the US? I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't think it was the US. I think it was somewhere, maybe one of the southeastern countries. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. I feel it cannot be said that Korean Peninsula has 4 seasons anymore. It definitely doesn't feel like 4 seasons. Yeah. It definitely feels like we have very cold winters and very hot and humid summers. And in between those 2 seasons, we have a few weeks of, unusually good weather. When we get lucky, we have a few weeks of really good weather, like the ones that we have these days. But it's basically like a 2-season climate, I feel like. Yeah. And that's probably how it's becoming like worldwide. It's a real shame, isn't it? It's a real shame. We used to have very distinct 4 seasons, and it was kind of great. Although when you're young, especially when you're as an adult, you got to deal with all that, all the extra cost that comes with the 4 seasons. You got to have all those different you got to spend money on all those different clothes for each season, and that's a real pain in the ass, I think. Last month we've experienced almost 4 seasons in a very short time period. So you're saying that we did have 4 seasons, but each season was very, very short? Maybe. Only 2 seasons, and we don't need to buy clothes for spring and fall. Right. I mean, I don't think I've ever had like a separate set of clothes for spring and fall. I never really felt the need for that. In my case. 싱가포르 에어라인스 다양한 인종이 함께 일해서 오히려 여러 문화가 섞여서 그런가? 이유 상상해봤어요. 궁금하네요. Well, if you have a good mix of different ethnic groups in a community, isn't it usually better? Like, people are more open-minded and tolerant of the differences. I think it's worse when you have a community with just one ethnic group, like us. Places like China and Japan, where the majority of the community is made up of one particular ethnic group. And so when that happens in an environment like that, people tend to get very discriminative of other things, like anything else, like starting from appearance and background, like what school they went to and stuff like that. And so I don't know. I guess in a way, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but yes, it's true that as humans, we should be able to overcome these differences, right? Be more tolerant of differences, different life choices, different backgrounds. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting to think that it's just in our nature to discriminate. What do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, if we're just either we're just, it's in our nature to discriminate and be be not tolerant. Either that or we're just really dumb. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I know, they require cabin crews to follow a lot of rules and policies, especially in appearances. Well, I think being a flight attendant, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's kind of like hotel staffs. Staff members at a hotel. I'm not saying that they all have to look like models, but people do kind of expect everyone to be super neat, right? Be super neat, super polite. And I think that's kind of what people expect from flight attendants as well. And so, I don't know, maybe some airlines are a bit more strict in that regard. But maybe that's why. I mean, it does definitely seem more, it seems like the kind of job that people would expect more in terms of appearance, or they're held to a higher standard in terms of appearance, because it's a service job, right? They directly interact with customers and guests and clients directly, and they are expected to provide a service. And whenever it comes to those type of jobs, I think appearance is held to a higher standard than other jobs, like, compared to like a desk job at a company. You know what I mean? I think those who discriminate people are scared, childishly scared. Sure, yeah. It all comes from a place of fear. You're definitely right about that. It all comes... They're scared of, sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think everybody knows that. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Anyone who is unnecessarily judgmental and people who discriminate, like you said, yeah, I think it all comes from a place of fear. One thing that I'm so sure about is it looks really demanding job physically. Oh yeah, it's a really physically demanding job, absolutely. Not only physically, I think emotionally and mentally, because they have to deal with a lot of jerks. They have to deal with a lot of very, very unreasonable people, right? And so they have to be mentally and emotionally really sturdy. They have to really be, they have to be really strong. Not only physically, mentally and emotionally. Do hope I'll get a chance to practice my interview. How about your alcohol volume by soju? I don't drink. If that's what you're asking. I don't drink. I just never enjoyed drinking. Like, I think I was kind of into, yeah, it's just, I don't really know why. I just, yeah. I don't think it's personal issue. It's social phenomena. Yeah, probably. It's a, social dynamics. I just wish flight attendants could wear more comfortable outfits sometimes. I think certain airlines do have more comfortable, at least by the looks of it, they do. Some airlines, I've seen some airlines have a bit more comfortable looking uniforms. Yeah. I think the reason Korean people feel difficulty speaking English is to try to translate Korean sentences and expressions into... Sure, that's one of the things. It's one of the things. The biggest reason is because they're afraid of being judged. They feel like their bad English will represent their personal character as an individual somehow. It's not at all. It's really not. But that's kind of how they how they feel about their English. Like whenever they speak English, if it's not perfect, it's like somehow an indication of who they are as a character. So they take it really personally, and so their fear of the judgment. I don't know. It's probably a number of reasons. There's no single reason why people are scared, but it's probably that's a big one, certainly. Imagine all those Karens out there. It must be really... I know, right? Yeah. Of course, I understand that point. I have to be super neat, but a friend of mine told me it is more strict compared to other airlines. I see. Okay. So they just have a much stricter guideline with their appearance. Okay. Compared to other airlines. Well... I mean, I don't think you'll ever find a perfect workplace or an airline. Even if the structure of sentence and the way to make sentence is completely different between two languages. Right, yeah. So, it's... I mean, if we were to blame someone, I blame the standard testing system that we have. Because we have tests to test, the English subject. It's just more efficient. It's a more efficient way to come up with a test, a standardized test. Because if you ask me, like a paper test for a language, it's very unrealistic. It's very unnatural. You know what I mean? So you can't really determine someone's English level with a paper test unless you make it all about grammar. And so since we are little, since like at the very beginning of our relationship with English in school, it becomes all about grammar. And so that's the kind of lens that we always look through whenever it is we're trying to study or learn English. And so we become very, very obsessed with structure and grammar and everything. And so I think, that's probably why. That's probably why. I got a job that I really wanted. Congratulations. But because of my poor English, I feel like I'm walking on thin ice. Well, then you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do. You're in a really good place, actually. Right? So, okay, I mean, yeah, but you already have the job that you really wanted. So all you really need to do is focus on English, right? If that's the only thing that's really being a problem for you, you're actually lucky because you know exactly what you need to do, and and then you'll be in a really great spot, right? Do you recommend us to buy a simple grammar book and study at least? Would you recommend that to a foreigner who is studying Korean? Because I wouldn't. And so I would tell you the same thing. I would tell you, no, don't buy a grammar book. People who are really into studying grammar, they're doing that out of, again, I think that's coming from a place of fear. A lot of people believe that if they study a lot of grammar, then at some point they will be able to use English perfectly. I think that's kind of the belief. That's the thinking process that a lot of people have when they spend a lot of time studying grammar. They think, oh, as long as I do this, I will one day be able to use English perfectly, and nobody will judge me, and I will always be this person who uses English well. No, that's never the case. That's never the case. Is tomorrow some kind of... Is there some kind of... Is tomorrow some kind of politically significant day in Korea? Because I saw... there's this park that I go to probably almost every other day. I have never seen like police cars and policemen inside the park. I never seen that in my entire 6 or 7 years living in this neighborhood. And today, I was driving past that park, and there were like a bunch of police cars around that park and policemen inside the park. And I looked inside. I took a peek because I thought maybe there was an accident or something, but it looked like they were preparing for some kind of political event. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I should do a quick search. What day is it tomorrow? What's the date tomorrow? It's not in English. I don't see anything. I feel Korean language is not an easy language to master for international people from my experience to teach them. The way I look at it, there is no easy language. There is no easy language. There is no easy language if you're trying to learn it quickly without much effort. That's how I feel about it. Learning a language, the idea that learning another language is hard, it only happens when you are trying to learn it quickly and in a short period of time. That's how I feel about it. And if you're learning another language because you have to, or because of necessity, right? Because it's out of necessity, then you have this. Then there's the element of having to learn it efficiently, like quickly, without putting in minimal time and effort, because it's not something that you're doing it because you just enjoy learning another language. And you're not learning it casually, but you're learning it out of necessity, right? And that's when you feel that it is hard and difficult. But if you're just learning it just as a second language, just because you just want to learn a second language, you just want to be able to use that language, then there's really no reason for it to be hard. There's really no reason for it to be hard. A group of people who are afraid of being judged is a group of people who judge, actually. You're right about that. You are absolutely right about that. Yes, 100%. Absolutely. I don't know. I was driving past. I had to keep my eyes on the road, right? So I took a quick glimpse at it, and I don't know. They had some banners up, and I know that there is like a small stage set up in that area. It's just always there for, I don't know, I guess like events and stuff. And I think it was some sort of political event that they were preparing for. Yeah. And I think that's why the police were there. So many, police cars were there and police officers were there. I just don't know what the event is, actually. Have you ever seen the Korea is Over video? It's got over 10 million views. I think I saw the thumbnail pop up. I think I saw the video pop up. I didn't actually watch the video, but it's probably talking about the population crisis, right? It's about the population crisis. I'm guessing it's about, what else would it be about, right? And I'm already very familiar with the details concerning the population crisis, and so, yeah. Just to think of me wearing t-shirts that says Maildu in Korean is hilarious. In 2009, her clone died, making it the only species to have gone extinct. making it the only species to have gone. Didn't I explain it? There's not much difference there. There's not, it's like the difference between I enjoy eating alone. I like eating alone. I like to eat alone. If you want to get into really details, yes, there is a subtle difference, but there's no meaningful difference. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about it. You could use either structure, and there would be no difference in meaning. Okay. I mean, if you're that curious, actually the best thing you can do is just give that to AI. Give it to ChatGPT and have it explain what the difference is. It'll probably come up with a much better explanation from what I can, compared to what I can come up with, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's going to tell you that the difference is very, very subtle. But that there is a difference, and it'll give you all this explanation. But I can pretty much guarantee that there's no meaningful difference. It's just how you phrase it. That's it. Man, I've got to get more serious about learning English. Oh, you mean you're thinking of actually moving abroad? Moving to an English-speaking country? There are so many political demonstrations in Korea these days. It is what it is. Yeah. The entire country, it's just completely torn apart, isn't it? It's just completely torn apart. You know, it's I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk about politics, but I'm just gonna be honest here. Isn't it amazing how little options we have in terms of candidates? Like, why are we so limited to like so incapable people? Like, I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy how we are so limited in terms of candidates. You want to go to the U.S. as a nurse? Oh, okay. I've seen some people. I've seen some people do that. I'm right. It's just like, it's like, that's really, these are the people we have to choose from. It's like, what happened? What happened? Yeah. I think we all have to keep in mind, probably not all, but when it comes to politicians, I think we need to keep in mind that they're not really working for the people's best interest. Not a lot of them, I mean, as far as I can tell, not like the majority of politicians. They say they are, but they don't actually work for the people. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they should be, right? They should have the people's best interest in mind, right? But it doesn't really feel like that's the case. It feels like they don't really have our interest in mind. They're just working for themselves. That's what it feels like, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know much about politics enough to know better, but that's just what it feels like. The girl he's in love just texted one of the sentences, I guess. They only care for their own. Yeah, I think So, like, exactly, yeah. Oh, you don't blame them for wanting power? I guess seeking power will enable them to make change, right? And so seeking power itself is not a bad thing. Trying to gain power, political power, in and of itself is not really a bad thing. But the thing that matters is what they do with that power, right? And that's where it gets really tricky, I guess. Because, like, how do we know what their true intentions are? Because it's like trying to gain power, political power, is kind of like saying it's kind of like a person trying to make money, right? Because money will enable them to do stuff. And for, like, politicians, it will enable them to run the country, right? And, you know, do stuff, actually work for the people. So in order to do that, they need power. But the problem is, like, what do they do with that power? What do they do with that money? They try to get more power with that given power. Annoys me that they get paid so much. And it's absurd that at the end of the day, there are the very people who decide many stuff of the country. Right. I know what you mean. When I saw them talking to each other, I get confused to realize what they really wanted to. They say it's all for the people, but in truth, they only care about... that's... I think that's pretty much true in most countries. It's a real shame. You know, but I don't... Is it just human nature? Is that what humans are? Is that how it works? Like, you know, I'm really curious. Like, those of you, like, including myself, those of you in the chat right now, if you were to become a politician, I'm really curious. Would we all do the same thing? Maybe it's just they're just being human. Maybe that's how everybody, you know, that's what everyone would do if they were put in their shoes. I don't know. I really don't know. I still find it really hard to believe that, like, the options that we have come down to just a few of those people who all seem to have a lot of problems. But they have no any other option to say it's all for your... Yeah. It's just a real shame that there's not enough follow through. You know, they talk the talk, but not a lot of them walk the walk. You know what I mean? The systems theory gave me an answer of it. It's not a personal issue. It's what politics is. So that's what happens. So you're saying, based on what you're saying, it doesn't really matter who is given those positions and who is given power, political power. Like, everyone eventually falls into the same routine. Is that what you're saying? Because of the system, even good people have really no choice but to just spend their entire political career fighting for power. Is that it's because of the system? That's how the system... There is a Korean saying, there are 3 big lies. The merchant says, I sell it below costs. The senior citizen says, I've already lived too long. I have to die. That's an interesting idea. I'll give it a try in the future, maybe in the next life. AirAsia, they don't offer good pay. Malaysians don't get a good pay in Malaysia. The politician says, I came to political world to serve to people and country. Okay, so based on what Rakyu Gachanim is saying, it doesn't really matter who holds power, like who gets into politics, because of the way the system is set up. They just end up spending their all of their political power and all of their career fighting for power instead of doing actual meaningful work. If that's true, we are so screwed. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I've never really been that interested in politics, to be honest, but I can't really remember the last time the country was in such a messy position, in such a screwed up state. Like, it just seems so bad right now. I can't remember the last time it's been this bad. It seems like so much worse than it ever was. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna get better. Even after, we have a new president. It seems like it's just gonna be endless. An endless struggle for political balance. It's just, I'm so concerned. I'm sure a lot of you are, like most of you are. I mean, that's pretty much in the minds of every single Korean individual, right? Well, no, it's probably what everyone is thinking. It's probably all most people can think about right now. We have to choose the lesser evil. Yeah, isn't that a shame? Ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame? Like, why does it have to be like that? Why? I mean, is it really that unrealistic to expect, a line of candidates where all of them are pretty good and we have to choose the best person? Like, is it really that hard? Is it really that hard? Is it really too much to expect capable, competent politicians? We have to choose the lesser evil. My gosh. Has it always been like this? We've seen many people with integrity just ended up getting corrupted when they start stepping in politics. There must be something about politics that makes people crazy and stupid. Yeah, I think that's what Rakyu Gachanin was talking about. It's the way that the system is that just corrupts everybody. And that's kind of why I was curious. Like, maybe that's what politics does to a person. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. You either get into politics, because I don't know anybody in particular, but there have been a few people who had stepped into politics like for a very short period of time and left without causing any problems or without becoming corrupt. So, like they say in the Batman movie, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That really seems like the case in politics. Like, you can't be in politics for a long period of time and stay a hero. It's either you leave early or you stay there long enough and you become the villain eventually. If that's true, I think this situation is similar all over the world, choosing the lesser evil. Yeah, that certainly does seem like the case. We have few true patriots. I think the most important thing for politicians is patriotism. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, right? I mean, you would think if someone is getting into politics, I mean, they would want to make a better place for everyone to live, right? A better country. And maybe that's the hardest thing. Maybe that's the hardest thing for a politician to actually have, patriotism. Instead of just personal gain. I think politics problem comes from education problem in Korea. Yeah, well, yeah, probably a lot of things start from education. A lot of things probably come from education, yeah. I'm just kind of curious. What is it about education that you think is causing the problem? Has any of you watched the movie Don't Look Up? Oh yeah, I watched that 3 times. I really enjoyed it. Yes. I think it's more. Well, yeah. Politics, I think, is a part of what it addresses, but I think it addresses a much more broader problem. Yeah, but yes, I really enjoyed that movie. An hour and a half. Oh, what the heck? Why? Oh, I didn't know this. Gotta change that next time. Alright. 9 o'clock? Alright. Okay. Alright, anyway. Good luck to all of us. Even in this period of very serious disarray and turmoil. Hopefully all this we can get out the other end in a much better condition, hopefully. It's unlikely, but hopefully. All right. Okay, so I just wanted to come by and say hello to everybody and to wish everyone a great holiday weekend. I hope you all have a great Friday night. Remember, stay safe. Safety always comes first. You can never be too careful out there. And I hope you all have a good time. And thanks for stopping by and spending this time with me. I hope everyone has a great rest of their evening. And if I don't see you for the rest of the holiday weekend, I'll see you guys next time. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. See you guys soon.
There's no question.